Hi, Pastor Davey. My name is Maury, and I'm calling from Los Angeles, California. And my question is, well, I'm new to the faith, and the question that I have is pertaining to heaven. Will we recognize our once were there, and will we recognize the ones who did not make it, or will we have an understanding of the ones who did not make it and the ones who did make it? Thank you so much, and you have a blessed day.
Well, Maury, thank you for calling. It was so nice to hear from you there in Los Angeles, California, and congratulations on your new faith. We are so glad for that, and we're glad that you found wisdom for the heart, and I hope we can help you grow. Well, Stephen, heaven is a big topic.
Yeah.
Maury has questions, but there's probably a lot more questions out there regarding heaven.
Yeah. And Maury, let me add as well, welcome to the family of God through faith in Jesus Christ. So glad you made that decision to follow the Lord. And this is your future home. And I think, Maury, you're going to find all of us, no matter if we've just joined the family of God by faith in Christ or we're older people and we've been around a while in the family, we would love to have more information on heaven than we've been given. It's always been intriguing to me that when John the Apostle was given his great tour of heaven, where he records a lot of it for us in the book of Revelation, there's one point where he sees some really amazing things, and then he's commanded not to write it down. And I would love to have had him write it down because I could use another chapter or two. I think one of the things that we are so quick to forget is that we are still who we are in heaven. Our glorified bodies are perfected, and our perspective is perfected as well, which means that we're not only going to understand with a biblical perspective how the glory of God is demonstrated in his justice and the eternal punishment of those in hell. We'll also have a better understanding of the demonstration of God's grace and how that brings him great glory. And so I think for us, we need to wait and not try to figure out how we'll feel, and just know that the Lord is going to change our feeler, as well as our bodies, our minds, and our hearts. In fact, speaking of emotion, we're told by the Lord that our mourning is going to be turned into laughter. In the coming kingdom, we're told that the servants of God will be invited to come and share in their master's happiness. God created us in his image, which means he created us for community and for fellowship. In fact, the great commandment Jesus repeated in Matthew 22 is to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And what else? To love your neighbor as yourself. So don't stop with loving God. Expect to love other people too. So when we get to heaven, let's make sure we're not minimizing human relationships. Expect to see them magnified, perfected. There's no sinful, self-serving jealousies or cliques or competition or comparisons. It's going to be great joy, and we're going to have relationships like we've never had before.
So, Stephen, when we're in heaven, what about family members? Will we know members of our family?
Mm-hmm. Those who know Christ will enjoy those relationships. When you get to heaven, my friend, you're not going to have your memory wiped clean. You don't need a blank memory in order to enjoy heaven. You just need a perfected mind and a holy perspective on memory. And that's what God is going to do. Abraham is not going to need reintroducing to Isaac. Jacob isn't going to have to, hide from Isaac forever because he remembers he deceived Isaac. Well, they'll be perfected, and I'm sure there's going to be some apologies along the way as well. You're going to recognize your wife, your husband, your children, your mother, your father, your siblings, extended family. You're not going to be obligated to them. You're not going to remain married to your spouse, but you're going to share in the memories of what God did in your life, even in an imperfect marriage, an imperfect family relationship, as God really cleans it all up as he perfects us and glorifies us. So we're going to rejoice in all that our parents or children or spouses or family members have become as believers enjoying heaven. And yes, there's no doubt we'll know There are family members who aren't there. Again, God is going to perfect our perspective. We're going to understand His justice. We're going to revel in the glory of His holiness. And there are going to be some changes in our minds and our perspectives, friends, to be able to reach that point. But that's some of what God is going to do in our hearts and in our minds.